the ones who will stick by?
Yeah, generally if any new model comes, Aisha, there are initially some early adapters जो अपने घर के सामने गाड़ी खड़ी करेंगे कि भाई ये नई गाड़ी लेके आए हैं, but they are not brand loyalist. They will again move on to another brand. But ultimately, a OEM looks for the loyalist who will stay with the brand and they will be promoting it. So fundamentally, if we need to take into account this set of customers, you need to work on those. And when we did a research that what are the so-called the inhibitions the customers are having to move to an EV, fundamentally 4 things came out. First was the range of the vehicle. Now what has happened in the past, the products which has been offered to the Indian customers, what was the range claimed vis-a-vis actually what the range they got? There was a huge gap. So now the customers are little concerned कि if the OEMs are claiming some range, actually in reality how much I will get. Second thing was, they were not buying this car as the primary car, not the first car in their house. The reason was very simple. If in India the car penetration is 34 per thousand, the customer who is buying the first car in his family, he is not buying it for a purpose that if I have to go out of the city, I will be using another car. Within the city, if I am traveling, I will be using the EV. He wants a car. If he wants to go to Chandigarh, Jaipur, it should do. At the same time, for 360 days when I'm in the town in Delhi, I will be able to use that vehicle. Now, if you don't have a good public charging system, he will not be able to use it if he's going out of the city. Third important point is this, how good the product is. At the end of the day, you need to give a good after-sale service. Very important. Technology, everything is fine, but you need an after-sale service network. And fourth thing is, which is very important, कि भाई 5 साल बाद मुझे गाड़ी बदल के दूसरी गाड़ी लेनी है. What is the resale value I will get? Now, talk about today the conventional ICE vehicles. After 5 years, you get at least 50% as the salvage price. So what is the thing I can expect after 5 years? Because EV generally people know is a battery. And if the battery after 5 years, life is going down, then what is the price I will get? So till the time whosoever is able to take care of all these 4 concerns, then only the customer will start thinking that I can now shift to an electric vehicle. So Aisha, Maruti is trying to work on all these 4 concerns, how we can address it, and then we want to launch our product.
Understood. But that gives me a lot of questions to ask about Maruti's plan. Is it in the very near term more about infrastructure, or is it about what you said, make that car which will make people loyal for life?
We believe one thing. You need to design horses for the courses. So at the end of the day, when we are designing a product, we keep in mind, and we are in this market for last 40 years. So थोड़ी बहुत तो हम लोगों को कस्टमर के साथ में कनेक्ट बनाया है हम लोगों ने, थोड़ी समझ तो आई है. उस समझ को लेते हुए we try to see what is the best thing which will fit in for the customers, what features to be provided. That makes a difference, because you can't just copy and paste a product. See, what was the playbook in the Norway for the electric vehicles? Electric vehicle in Norway penetration is almost close to almost 90-95%. You cannot just have the copy and paste of the Norway playbook to the Indian playbook. It won't work. You need to adapt it to the local conditions. Get your product, made it suitable to the Indian consumers, and then you offer it. It makes a difference. वही थोड़ी बहुत मारुति ने सीख लिया है.
So, do you have a timeline in your mind as to when will we see an EV from the Maruti stable?
Aisha, I'm a bit surprised that you are not following Maruti. This year, Bharat Mobility Show, we showcased our product, the e-Vitara.
Yes.
And just to share with you, The production is already happening from our Gujarat plant. Our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi flagged it off. The vehicles are already running now on the UK roads. I have been to London and I saw the response there. Amazing response. More than 10,000 vehicles have been exported. In the next month, in Japan, this e-Vitara is going to run on the roads. The booking has started. And we have a plan to export it to 100 countries. So in fact, for the domestic market, we are going to start the test drive campaigns very soon from the beginning of the new calendar year. And then we are going to start the bookings.
Brilliant. So also wanted to ask about whether now with the e-Vitara launch, is that going to be the focus, or would it be hybrids, or would the dominant share from Maruti's stable continue to be ICE engines?
I will give a classic example. If a surgeon is there, he needs a surgeon knife to do a surgery. Why you want to offer him a butcher's knife? So the point is this, based on the needs and based on the customer requirement, we will offer hybrid, EV, ICE, CNG, all the type of products. And let the customer decide. Why I need to push one technology more than the other? Is it not better giving option to the customer to decide?
But you know, the customer today is so much more aware, and who would know this better than you? You've been on the Indian roads for the last 4 decades now. The consumer, and ever since COVID, has evolved so much. I mean, who would have thought that at least in the metros, SUVs will be more found on roads and be more sold than perhaps passenger vehicles traditionally as we knew them? What is that one thing that you're observing about the Indian consumer today?
See, I know today everyone is talking about the SUV, and we are also having a big play in the SUV. We have recently launched the Victoris, and it's rocking. But maybe the Desire, which we launched last year, is a sedan. Maybe we're going to be the #1 model this year across the industry. So the point which I'm trying to make is this: each segment will have a role to play. Sedans, hatches, SUVs, MPVs, all will have a role to play. You cannot.
चलिए तो वह हम बातचीत